Welcome to TDP session on Python programming and NumPy. Yeah. I think you have gone through the Python basics like data structures. What are the data structure we use in Python programming, like a list, a dictionary set? Okay. So today we are going to discuss and practice on the NumPy library. It is a scientific library for number processing, mathematical operation processing. So what are the content we are going to discuss today? This is our agenda, today's agenda, the content which are going to be developed today. First we are going to introduce about NumPy. What is a NumPy library? Why you are using this NumPy? And the next is uh, arrays versus list. What are the advantages of arrays over list? And what are the data types which are included in a NumPy? And what are the routines of functions which are used to create arrays? Okay, in what way, in how many ways we are creating arrays by using of NumPy library. And next we are inspecting the properties of an arrays and n-dimensional arrays. What is the shape of the array? What is the size of the array? We are inspecting by using the properties by using of some functions. And the next, we are going to know about the copying and sorting and reshaping the functions. How we are copying from one array to another array. How we are sorting the elements of an array by using of this NumPy. How we are reshaping. How we are changing the sizes and shapes of your arrays. The next is indexing and slicing. Sorry. Next, we are going to adding and removing some elements. How we are adding the new element to an existing array. How we are removing an element from an existing array. And the next is we are going to know the combining and splitting of elements of your arrays. How we are combining two arrays into a single array, and how we are splitting the arrays into subarrays. I mean subarrays. The next is indexing and slicing. How we are accessing the elements of an array by using of indexing concept and as well as slicing concept. And last but not least, this is a very important function, that is mathematical and statistical functions. Mathematical functions, how we are executing the mathematical functions on a given array. Okay, how we are changing their values by using of mathematical operations like add, subtract, division, square, root, like that. And the statistical function. Okay, how we are applying the statistical functions on a given array. What is the mean of the given array? What is the minimum value of a given array? What is the maximum value of given array? What is the standard deviation of given array, like that? So these are some kind of functions belongs to statistical operations. So this is about our agenda. Today's agenda, we are going to discuss these topics under this NumPy of Python programming. Next, what is NumPy? NumPy is a core library of scientific computing in a Python, especially which is used for array implementation. Generally, what happens when when you want to implement an arrays in a Python, we are adapting list. What happens in list? A list can be implemented in any data type, but there is a problem with the list, that is contiguous memory allocation. So if at all I have a list with having 100 indexes, so what happens? The list is stored in the memory in a contiguous memory allocation. There is a problem to access your content of your list. To overcome this kind of problem, we are using this NumPy library. In that NumPy library, we have some kind of functions, array functions. So we can store our data in a different areas in a memory location. And also we can access by using our hashing mechanisms. Okay, it provides high performance of multi-dimensional array objects, and also it provides a tools for working of these arrays. Okay, how we are creating arrays, how we are creating, let's say for example, I want to create one or like a unit array. How can I? So we have to use a manually, but in NumPy we have enough function, we can directly create a unit array. We can directly create a diagonal values array. Okay, so this is the advantages of or like NumPy over arrays, and the number of dimensions is called as rank. Okay, let's say I'm creating an array by using a 3 by 3 matrix. So the rank is 3 by 3. The first three represent row, second three represent as a column. Okay, the shape of an array is a tuple of integers given size an array along with the each dimension. So if at all I have a 3 by 3 array, so I'm using three tuples. Each tuple represents one row. So this is about the introduction of your NumPy. And what are the differences between the list and array? Arrays need to be declared. So whenever you want to create an array in a NumPy, we have to declare by using a function, array function. And the list does not have any declaration. Directly we can use square braces. In the square cases, we can include all the elements of a list. Arrays can store the data compactly. Okay, whatever the data we have an array, that is stores in compacted memory. Arrays are great for numerical operations. Let's say if at all I want to subtract all the elements of given array, what happens when you are using list? We have to divide by the given value each and every element. But what happens in NumPy we're using, just simply we can subtract, we can divide. Let's say for example array dot divide of 4, that's all. So each and every element in array which is divided by 4. Array performance operation faster than the list. So whatever the operation we are performing, let's say whatever the size it has, it can be executed within a fraction of seconds. Okay, but it's not available in the list. If at all the performance of list that depends upon the size of the list. If the sizes grow in a list, the performance will be decreased. But in NumPy it does not decrease the speed. Ultimately it executes the same time. So this is the difference between the array and list. And what are the data types we are using in a NumPy? These are the data types. Whatever the data types we are using in a core Python programming, the same data which is available in the NumPy library also. That is int, float, complex, byte, and Unicode. A Unicode which is used for only string representations. And these are the main categories of functions or routines of your NumPy. So we are going to know the category wise the functionality of your NumPy. So if at all you want to create an n-dimensional array, we need to use a NumPy library. So before we need to utilize the NumPy array, we need to import that library into your program by using of import NumPy as NP. Here the import is a keyword which is used to import the external library into your current program. So we are using as, so we are providing a local mask by using of NP. So the entire library which can be accessed by using of NP variable. So the NP is a local variable which is connected, which is referenced to your NumPy library. So we can access all the functions or methods of a NumPy library by using of NP. So here we have some kind of routines, how we are creating arrays. So here see, if at all I want to create a one-dimensional array, I need to use array function which is used to create an array. It may be a one-dimensional, two-dimensional, n-dimensional. We can create. So here np dot array of 1, 2, 3. So it creates a one-dimensional array having 3 elements. The next one np dot array of within the square braces I'm using 2 rows. So what happened? It is a 2 by 3 matrix, 2-dimensional array, 2 by 3 matrix. It creates a 2 by 3 array. So in the same way, we can create an array with having initial values like a zeros and ones. So we can create an n by n array, n by m array by using of either zeros and ones. By using of np dot zeros of 3, what happened? It creates a 3 by 3 value array. By default, it has the values all are zeros because we are using zeros method. So in the same way, we can create ones also. np dot 0 ones of 3, 4. So 3, 4 it creates a 3 by 4 array, 3 by 4 array which having the values only once. And also we can create a diagonal values once array by using of I. I is a function which is used to create a diagonal matrix, identity matrix. So if at all I'm using I of 5, what happened? It creates 5 by 5 matrix. And also we can create 5 by 3 also, 2 by 3 also. That is our wish. Whatever the size we want to, we can create the diagonal values also. And linspace. A linspace is a function which is used to create an array, the range of values which is splitted, which is separated by given steps. Let's say for example 0, 10. So it creates an array which consisting of values from 0 to 100, but it splits the entire array into 6 equivalent values. Let's say if at all I'm using 0, 104, what happened? It splits 0 to 24, 25 to 50, 50 to 75, 75 to 100. So it splits equally. So first we are going to practice these functions on a Jupyter. Then we are looking into the next coming next functions. Yeah. See, first and foremost, we need to import NumPy as NP, followed by you have to create one array, that is A. So NP dot array of, okay, we can use like this 1, 3, 4. So I'm printing the A. This is an array which is created one dimensional array 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a single dimensional array having 4 elements. How can we create a two dimensional array? So here I'm using B np dot array of, we can use like this 1, 2, 3, sorry 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Print B. Okay, this is a 2 by 3 mat, 2 by 3 array, 2 rows, 3 columns. So we can create array like this. It's a one dimensional array, it is a two dimensional array. Next, if at all I want to create a zeros, all the zeros, I say z is equals to np dot zeros of 5. So it creates 5 by 5 array, 5 by 5 array with having 0 values. Print of z. So like this. See, here I'm getting the values 0 dot 0 dot 0 dot. By default, any array which is apart from this array function, any function which returns the array of values in terms of float representation. If at all I want any data type, I mean other than the float, let's say I want integer, we can use d type of int. So it returns like this. So we can have what like a dimension also. Let's say 5 by 2 matrix, 5 by 2, like this. See, 5 rows and 2 columns having 0 zeros. So integers. What happened when we are using without d type? By default it returns only the float values. So if at all you want integer, you can use d type int. In int we can have int 64 into 32 also. Into 64 into 32. Sorry, into 64 directly. Into 64 into 32 also. The difference is the memory allocation. So what happened when we are using 32? It allocates to 2 bytes only. Okay, it allocates, sorry, 2 bytes. It allocates 4 bytes. It allocates 8 bytes. So we can have a provision. So by default it allocates 32 bytes. Okay. So once, how can we use once? See, z is equals 0 is o is equals to np dot ones of 5 comma 5. Print 4 like this. See, 1 dot 1 dot 1 dot all ones. Let's say I want to use a 5 by 4 matrix. I mean 5 by 4 array. It can create like this. So all are floats. If at all I want to change this integer, I can use by using of d type is equals to int. Like this we can create. Okay, and we have an I also. How can we? np dot I of float. So if at all I want to print this, so I values, diagonal values are 1, identical matrix. Okay, we can customize your eigen diagonal values also. We can use like this also. Let's say for example we have 2 like this. So like this it creates 4 by 2 matrix. In 4 by 2 what happened, by default it has it takes square matrix. It takes square matrix. If I tell I'm using 4, what happened, 4 by 4, it takes 4 by 4 matrix. So in square the diagonal values will be visible easily, but here I'm using what, 4 by 2 matrix. So 4 by 2 matrix, what happened, it creates 4 rows and 2 columns, right? So diagonal starts with the 0th index and ends here. Okay, so if at all I'm using like this 2 by 4 matrix, what happened, it shows like this. Okay, if at all you want to shift the diagonality to the next, we can use like this by 2. So 0 1, by default it starts with the 0 0 1 2, it starts with 2. See, the diagonal values starts at second index 0 1 2, it moves towards the second and the next third. Let's say for example if at all I'm using, this is 6, so we are going to get, okay, see like this it starts here. If at all I'm not giving any or like indexing values, so by default it starts with the 0 index. Otherwise we can specify where we want to starts your diagonal values at second index, so it starts with the second index like this. Okay, this is about the how we are creating arrays. And we have a linspace, sorry, we have forget one thing, linspace. So whatever the range we are giving, it splits your the range of values, the equal sizes of whatever the number you are giving. Let's say L is equals to np dot linspace of 0 comma 100 5. What happened, it prints 0 to 24, 25 to 49, 50 to 74, 75 to 100. I mean the range like this 0, 25, 50, 75, 100. So if at all I want to change the data type, we can use d type also here. D type is equals to int like this. So 0, 25. Okay, if at all I'm changing as 10, what I mean, 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay, so oh, here is a 10 right now. 0 to 10, 10 equivalents, sorry, it splits the 10 equivalents. 10 to 11, if at all I'm using, this is 99. Okay, it shows like this 10, 11, 12, that is it shows correct. Okay, whatever the range you have, that is split into equal parts, that's all. Okay, that is the use of linspace function. And the next arrange, sorry, array range, we know the range function, right? the range function of Python, which returns a range of given values. Actually, the range function having the three parameters. One is a starting number, the second one is ending number, third one is step count. Okay, how many steps you need to follow each and every iteration. So here also, a range also is a range function, but it creates an array. What happened? A range returns list. A range returns array. Okay, there's a difference between a range and a range. Okay, here see, a range of 0 comma 10 comma 3. So 0 comma 0 to 10, it increments 3 3 3 step counts. It follows 3 counts. So 0 3 6 9. It shows like that. Okay, 0 3 6 9. And we have another function that is full. Full is a function. Let's say we have learned two things. One is zeros and one is ones, right? Other than zeros and ones, how can we create an array? By using a full. Okay, we can create. If at all I'm using zeros, what happened? The entire two-dimensional array which represents zeros. If at all I'm using ones, what happened? The entire two-dimensional array which represents ones. Apart from these two values, if at all any value other than the zeros and ones, you can specify by using of this. Full of the size comma whatever the number you want to fully fill the array. Let's say for example I want an array which consisting of only 7 number values. That is 3 by 3 matrix. So I have to use np dot full of 3 by 3 comma 3 7. That's all. So what happened? It generates the array which consisting of only 7 as an element, having 3 by 3 matrix. Okay, and the next is rand. Rand int, rand int, rand and rand int. These are two functions. These are belongs to random library. The random library also belongs to a sublibrary belongs to NumPy. So np.random.rand. Rand is the function which returns in values between 0 to 1, 0 to 1, fraction values. Anything it returns in between 0 to 1. And rand int returns 0 to 1, either 0 or 1. Random numbers, only random. I mean, what happened? The difference between rand int and rand int. Rand returns a float value, but rand int returns an integer value. It may be a floor or C. That's all. Okay. See here, the np.random.rand of 4 comma 5. What happens? 4 into 5. It creates a 4 into 5 matrix. In that matrix, it returns the random numbers which is generated 0 to 1. In between 0 to 1, what are the fraction values it generated? It prints. Let's say if at all I'm executing first, I will get one kind of array. Let's say if at all I'm executing again, I'm getting another array. What happened? The random will be changed. The numbers will be changed by execution to execution. Okay, random also same. What happened? It creates a range of numbers in between 0 to 4. 5 indicates what is the meaning of 5? The range, and followed by size 2 comma 3. So we are going to know a range, full, and rand. See, a range AR is equals to np dot a range of 0 comma 10 comma 2. So it creates an array which is consisting in between 0 to 10. Print AR like this. If at all I want one like a full, f is equals to np dot full. Okay, here I'm giving what like 2 by 5 matrix comma 5. Okay, all are filled with the printf number 5. Yeah, see, 2 by 5 matrix is this 2 by 5 matrix which is consisting of only 5 numbers. Let's say 50. So what happened? It creates an array value 50. This is specified the size of an array, and this is specifies what is the element you are filling with the filling that array. Okay. And the next is randint. Okay, R1 is equals to, here I'm creating a random array, that is np dot random dot rand of, so it generates, it creates an array. Okay, so let's say I have 4 by 5 matrix, print R1. One second. Like see, in between 0 to 1, so 0 point something will be written always. So see here I have a 0.42888 0.76. If I tell I'm exiting once again, it's going to be changed. Why? Because random generator, it generates random number again. Okay, like that. So if at all I want a range between, let's say for example, instead of 0 to 1, I want to in between the 100. What happened? You can use like this to 100. So in between 0 to 100, what happened? It returns 0 to 1 fraction value that is multiplied by 100. So what happened? Let's say if at all it is generated 0.5, 0.5 into 100, what happened? 50. So like that. So what happened? Maximum it generates 100, minimum it generates 0. So the range 0 to 100 will be generated by default. Okay. So if at all I want to generate an integer based, not the float values. So for that we have one method, that is np dot random dot randint of, okay, let's say here I have to specify the range. Okay, by default it starts with the 0. So here I have what, like 25. Okay, comma size is equals to, we can specify the size like this, 2 by 6 matrix. Okay, next I'm trying to print array. Okay, see here. So randomly generates in between 0 to 25, but the size of an array is 2 by 6. So 2 rows, 6 columns. So if at all I'm exiting once again, it's going to be changed. Why? Because it's a random number. Okay, this is about the random. Next. Am I clear? Next. So this is the first category of functions belongs to NumPy library. The first category is how many ways we are creating array. Till now we are just creating an arrays, not performing any operations on a given array. Just initializing arrays based upon, by default you can specify the whatever the numbers you want to give by using a array function. It may be a one dimensional, two dimensional, and you can initialize the zeros of your array. It's a two-dimensional array. You can use by using a zero function. If at all you want to initialize the entire values of an array as ones by using of ones, you can represent any identity matrix like diagonal value, diagonal ones. You can use I, the specified by default it prints as a square matrix. If at all you want to change, you can change by using of the whatever the size you want to give, you can give. And also we can customize your diagonal value starts with the, by default starts with the zeros index. You can shift towards whatever the index you want. Okay, let's say if at all in first row I'm shifting into second index, what happened? In third row, in second row, in next row it shifts to third row, like this, diagonally it shifts. Okay, right? And the next function is linspace. A linspace is a function which is creates an array, the specified size of an array with a specified range of elements that is splitted into the equivalent values, your given range. Let's say here 0, 100, 6. So what happened? 0 to 100 will be splitted into equal 6 parts. So the 6 parts are It may be start with the 0. So 0, whatever the spots we have, let's say for example 0 to 100, it's splitted 25, 50, 75, 100. So it's going to be create an array having 4 numbers. Okay, right? That is linspace. Yeah, 1 second. Yeah. So these are the functions which are used to create an arrays. That's all. We are not performing any operation on the arrays. So how many ways we can create an array? These are the functions which are used to create the ways which we can create an arrays in a Python. So if at all you want to create a list in a Python programming by using of range, we have also range also, that is a range. What happened? The range it returns the list, but a range returns what happened? It returns an array, 2 by 2 matrix or 3 by 3, whatever the matrix you are specifying, it will be written. And the full is a function which is going to create an array with a specified number. Whatever the number you are giving, the entire elements will be values same as your given number. Let's say if at all I'm using 7, the entire elements of given array is 7. Okay, and randomly. If at all I want to generate one array, one two-dimensional array randomly, we can specify by using of rand. Rand is a function which returns the range of values in between 0 to 1 only. So it returns only the float values in between 0 to 1 only. So if at all you want to arrange, you can specify, you can multiply that range. Let's say for example I want a range between the 0 to 100, so you can multiply by 100. So what happened, it generated a number randomly in between 0 to 100, that to float value. If at all any integer value, if at all you want to generate an integer value, you can use specifically random function. Random function having 2 parameters. One is the range, from ultimately starts the 0, the next range followed by the size, whatever the size you want you can. Okay, right? These are the functions which are used to create an array. That's all. And the next category, inspecting the properties. Okay, so whatever the array we have, we are inspecting the properties of an array. So like shape, size, shape, d type, as type, to list, info. These are the functions which are used to we can view the properties of given array. So size, it shows the size, what size it has. Next, shape, it return the shape. Okay, what are the dimensions it used. And size in the sense it returns the number of elements. Shape itself, it is what type of array it is, 2 by 2 array, 3 by 2 array. So what dimension it has, it shows that in shape. Remember one thing, these are the 3 are properties, so we don't have parentheses. Whatever the functions we have parentheses, but these 3 doesn't have parentheses. So size, array, whatever the object of array, dot size, dot shape, dot d type. That's all, nothing else. Okay, d type, what type of it is. Okay, let's say by default, what happened, whatever the arrays we are generating, by default it takes a float values. Okay, you can create array with using of string also. We can create by using of boolean values also. Okay, so it specifies the type, what kind of array it is. Okay, next, as type. So it converts whatever the array we are using. If at all I want to convert into string, it converts. If at all I want to convert into boolean, it converts it. If at all I want to convert into integer, it converts. No problem. And the to list, whatever the array, that is converted into list. That's all. Whatever the n-dimensional array, that is converted into your list. That's all, by using a row by row first row, second row, third row, fourth row, like that. Okay. And the next info. Info is a method which is used to show the entire documentation of your function, whatever the function you have. Let's say np.info, whatever the object you are passing, it's going to be document. It shows the entire documentation. np.I. So whatever the I syntax representation, what are the values it has. So entire documentation will be shown by using of info function. So we are going to know about this size, shape, data, as type list. Okay. Next. So if at all I want to size r2 dot size. See 12. 6 plus 6, 12. Okay. R2 dot shape. This is 2 by 6. Okay, 2 by 6 shape. Okay. And the next is D type. What type of it is? R2 dot D type. Int 32. Let's say if at all I want to know D type R1. See float. Why? Because that is R1 is a float type, but it has a precision value, right? Rand. This is rand. Float, that is float type, that is integer type. Okay. And the next as type. If at all I want to convert, let's say L is equals to np dot as type. As type of, let's say, not np, R1 str. Print L. See what happened? It has single quote. See where the R1 doesn't have single quote, it has only float values. But here we are converting into a string type. So each and every element which is converts from float to string. Float to string. Okay. That is as type. To list. How can we convert? R2 dot to list. It converts into list. That is 2 by 6 matrix. It will be converted into list. Like this. See, first row, second row. But what happened when you are printing that print R2? See, R2 is represents two-dimensional matrix. See, like this. This is a two-dimensional matrix. This is an array. This is a list. Sorry, it converts into list. Okay, right? If at all I want to info, let's say np dot info of np dot I. See, it shows the entire documentation of your I function. See, I function having an n. Okay, the row size, m column size, k, and what is the index you want to start, and date type, in order, either C. Order in the sense major minor row order. Okay, major row order. This is follows two types of orders, the C type or another one is Fortran type. Okay, so ultimately by default it has C style. If at all you want to Fortran style, we can use order F. Simple, you can use a single quote F. It converts into Fortran based major rows will be created. Okay, so this is about the documentation when you are using info. Okay, all right. Next, so the first category, how can we create an array? Okay. The next is how we are inspecting the properties of an array. And the next is how can we copy or sort reshaping your array. If at all I want to copy one array into another array, so I want to create a duplicate. So you can use copy. So T2 is equals to np dot copy of T1. That's all. So T1 will be copied into T2. So it creates their replica. Okay. If at all you want to view the array, you can use. So T2 dot view in the corresponding type. What type of you want to view? If at all I want to view as a float, we can. If at all I want to view as a string, you can. Okay. A array dot sort. It sorts the arrays elements of an array row by row. Let's say for example I have a first row having unsorted array, so it sorts followed by next array, next array, next row like that. So sort axis, whether it's a row sort or column sort. Okay, we can. Axis 0 indicates row, axis 1 indicates column. Okay, we can sort the specific axis. And flatten. Flatten is a method which is merged your entire rows into single row. Flatten. It shows as flatten. It converts into your list. There's nothing else. So see, we are executing these functions: copy, view, sort, flatten. Okay. So T3 is equals to np dot copy of T1. We can use T. Sorry. Print T2. T2. Print T3. So no, T2 is not defined. Okay. Reduce TR. R1, R2, not T1, T2. Sorry. We can use R1, R2. Here also R2. Here R3. Like this. See, this is the first one, R2, and this is copied into R3. This is R3. Okay, here we are using copy method. The next is view. Np dot view of T2. Sorry, T2 dot view of, not np. R2 dot view of int. Okay. If at all I'm using R1, what happened? There is a float type, right? It converts into integer like this. It converts into integer 8. Okay. If at all I'm using R2, the same integer will be this. Okay. Let's say for example I want to print as a string. str string. Okay, that is not converted into string, so we can use float like this. Triple something like this. Okay, this is a view. And the next sort. S1 is equals to, I'm going to start sort this R2. Okay, R2 dot sort. Next I'm printing S1 here. One second. Not like that. R2 here like this. Okay. Yeah. See, this row is sorted first. So 0, 1, 9, 9, 0, 1, 9, 9, 17, 24. Next. Okay. By default, it takes axis 0. Okay. Let's say I'm creating one random like a here. Okay. I'm going to take this only. No problem. I want to sort based upon R3 then. Okay. R3 sort of axis is equals to 1. Axis is equals to 1. So what happened? 0 0 no problem. 1 4 no problem. 9 11 1 problem no problem. So not like this. 9 21 okay 17. So it's going to be sort. Okay. Print R3. So 0 0 no problem. 0 0 will be sorted, and it's going to take this only. Okay. 1 4 9 11 9 13 17 24. Okay. If at all I want to take, let's say I'm taking another tt dot np dot array of, let's say I'm taking like this one, comma 2 comma 3. I want to take this like this, right? 2 comma 7 comma 3 comma 9 comma 4 comma 7. Okay. T1 is equals to tt dot, sorry, tt dot sort this is equals to 1. Print tt. See. Oh, forget square here. See, 2 6 7 3. So 2 9 2 3. So it sorts like this. It sorts like this. 2 3 6 and 3 7 9. Okay. This is the way it's going to be sort out. If at all I'm using a 0 index, it's sort like this: 2 3 3 2 3 3 and 9 7 6, like this: 2 3 3 9 7 6. Okay, right. Next, flatten. So I want to flatten this R2. How can I? Let's say like R3, right? R3 dot flatten double T flatten like this. So entire n-dimensional array which is converted to single dimension, like 0 1 9 9 17 24 0. Okay, the entire rows are merged into single row. That's all, nothing else. Okay, right. Next, copying, sorting. We have a transpose and reshape and resize. Reshape in the sense it's going to be reshape the size in between the range. Let's say, for example, 6 by 4. We can reshape as 4 by 6. There's nothing else. We cannot reshape another number. Okay. So we are going to swap the row into column, column into. For resize, we can change. We can change the values with the values also. But reshape does not change the values. It does not affect on the values. Okay. One is transpose. If at all I want to print transpose of R3, R3 dot T, capital T. So transpose. So this 2 by 6 is converted to 6 by 3, 6 by 2. 0 0 1 4, like this. The row will change as column, column will change as. Okay, this is transpose. Okay, R3 dot reshape into what, like a 6 comma 2, like this. This comma 2. It resize. Okay. So if at all I want to know the shape, you can have. See, now it is 2 2 6. Okay. If at all I want R4 is equals to here, I want to print here. Now it is 6 into 2. So the 2 by 6 converted into 6 into 2, reshape. And we can also have resize also, that is R5 is equals to R3 dot resize of 6 comma 4, 6 comma 2, print R5 like this. Once again, we don't do, yeah, like this. Okay, if at all I want to check R3 size, sorry, shape. So here when I'm using this R3 shape, that is 6 by 4, 2 by 6. Now it is a 6 by 2. Okay, the size will be changed. Okay, that is about the copying, sorting, and reshaping. Okay, and the next category of functions belongs to NumPy library are adding and removing. How can we add a number, a value to an existing array? How can we remove? How can we insert? Okay. So followed by we have a combination, combining. First we are going to know append, insert, delete, delete. See here, append is a function. We are appending into this existing array whatever the values we are specifying. Okay, the set of values we can be appended end of the array. So last row, if at all I'm using any list, that is added to end of the array as a last row, it can be inserted. So insert a specified index, whatever the index row, let's say 2. Let's say we can have what like a 2 indexing 2. So it insert whatever the values that inserted into second row. Okay. So delete an array 3 comma array axis 0. So third row will be deleted. Okay, third row will be deleted. If at all I want to delete the column, we can use axis 1. So it delete the column. So 3, if at all I'm specifying 3 with the axis 0, it deletes the third row. If at all I'm specifying 3 with the axis of 1, it deletes the third column. Okay, so append, insert, delete. Right. So R2. This is our R2. If at all I want to append, how can I? np dot append of R2 comma 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 6. Print R2. Append. Okay. Okay, once again. Here I want to use RR1 is equals to, here I want to specify the RR1. Then it executes like this. Okay. So see here it adds like this 1 2 3 4 5 6. So it creates a new array. This is the way we are going to append. If at all I want to insert, RR2 is equals to np dot insert of, let's say RR1 comma at second index, let's say this is R2 at the first row, I mean second row, the value is 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Print RR2. So like this. So this 1 2 3, it's inserted at where it is inserted here 1 2 3 4. So whatever the existing will be overridden. Yes sir. See, this is our R2. So here R2, it is measured into single dimension. and it inserted it to 0 ones index. Let's say if at all I'm inserting a fourth index 0 1 2 3 4 here, so here will be displayed. You see after 99, after 99 will be inserted. Okay, right? That is about insert. And the next is delete. If at all I want to delete the RR, okay, np dot delete of R2 comma, so second row, I mean I have only two rows, right? 0 or 1, so I'm using 1. Access is equals to 0. Print R2. And okay, I'm not. RR3 is equals, sorry, RR3. I want to create, right? So it stores into RR3 without your second index. The same way, 4 is equals to np dot delete of R2 comma fourth column. So fourth column we have to use access 1. Okay, print what like RR4. So fourth column is deleted. Zeroth column, first column, second column, third column, fourth. 17, 21 is deleted. 24, 21 is there, 9 and 13 is there. So 17, 21 will be deleted. So this is the way we are deleting as column based or row based. But we have to preserve it into another array, not the same array. It does not reflect in the same array. So we have to copy it into another array, whatever the variable we need to use. Okay, right. This is about what like adding and removing elements. The next is combining and splitting. How we are combining two arrays into a single array. This is concatenate. So np dot concatenate whatever the array 1 comma array 2. If at all you want to row by row concatenated, first column, first matrix, first array followed by the last in the end of the row, we are adding this one like this. This is an access 0. If it is access 1, what happened? First array followed by second array. I mean column based, column by column. Okay. And the next is we can split your array based on 3. So third index it will be split. By default, it's split vertically. If at all you want to split horizontal row by row, you can use H split. Split, which is splits your uh, array into subarray based upon the vertical representation. H split, horizontal split is split based upon the row by row. Okay, right? See, we will see concatenate split H split, right? So R1, R2. We have only R1, right? Otherwise, A, B. B is printed, right? Okay, we will generate one random, no problem. Okay, here I'm creating A1 is equals to np dot random dot int of 25 comma size is equals to 3 by 3 matrix. Okay, and A2 is equals to same np dot random dot rand into of 50. Size also same 3 by 3 matrix. 3 by 3. Okay, print A1 print A2. Okay. All right. We have created new. This is first array. This is second array. If at all you want to concatenate, how can I? See, let's say B1. I'm concatenating A1, A1, A2 into B1. Okay. So np dot concatenate of A1 comma A2 access is equals to 0. In the sense, row by row. Print of B1. Second. Sorry. Right. Yeah, see. 15, 19, 17, 9, 17, 6, 2, 7, 9 is the first row, first array. The second array is 21, 5, 43, 30, 36, 2, 26, 31, 18. So these are concatenated as row by row. After this end row, I am adding this. The same way, column based. How can I? np dot concatenate of a1 comma a2 comma access is equals to 1. So what happened? Column by column. First column of your a1, second column, like that. So print p2. See, 15, 19, 7 followed by 21, 5, 43. So first row followed by first matrix, first array row, it is concatenated to sorry, second array first row is concatenated to first array first row. Okay, row by row concatenation. Okay, right. Next, how can we split this? I want to split a1. Okay, let's say I want to use c1. Yeah, I'm splitting here. A np dot split of, what is that? A1, right? A1 comma 2. So print c1. One second. Oh, what is the row size? Okay, one second. Okay, 0, 1, 2 కదా, 0, 1, 2 ఒకటి split అవ్వదు. Okay, better to use this b2. You can get easily. Split result. Okay. Split of array 3. Okay, how many we have? Once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we have to use c1, right? Okay, print c1. Yeah, as it is. It splits the as it is. Okay. If at all I want to use here 2. Okay, it is not square there. Okay, I want to take the square. Sorry. Okay, first I want to take one random integer, like c1 is equals to, okay, np dot random. I want to take a square. Okay, rand int of 6 comma okay, not 6 20. The size is equals to 6 by 6 matrix. Okay, C1. Yeah, if at all I want to split. Okay, now I'm splitting np dot split of what is the C1? What is the array C1 into 2? Sorry, print C2 like this. It splits your array into 2 sub arrays. See, so first 3 arrays as array 1, the second 3 rows as array 2. Okay, if at all I have a 3, what happened? 2 by 2. It splits your entire array into 3 sub arrays, each array having 2 rows like this: array 1, array 2, array 3. Okay, right? This is a splitting. If at all I want to split horizontally, okay, we can is equals to np dot h split. The same thing. C1 comma 3. So what happened? Here we split it like this. Here we split it this way. Okay, column by column. Print C3 like this. See, 2, 9, 17, 9 like this. These 2 columns of 1 row, next 2 columns of second. First array, second array, third array. 3 sub arrays are splitted based upon horizontal. Okay, right? This is about splitting. Next, how can we index it? How can we access the elements by using of indexes? As how can we access slicing mechanisms? Okay, in the same way, whatever the what like the indexing mechanisms we learned in a string and a list, the same thing which is used here only. Let's say, for example, have an C1 here. If at all I want to access C1, let's say C1 of 2, what happened? It returns the row 3, because this one, the row 3 will be written. Okay. If at all I want to see one range, let's say 2 to 6. Okay, 2 to 5, not 6. 2 to 5. Slicing second, third, fourth, fifth. Third, fourth, fifth. Okay. Okay. And the next, we can update the value also. Let's say, for example, if at all I want to update the value, this one, if it is single dimensional array, no problem. It is the same way, whatever the thing we are using in a list, we can. So if at all I want to update here, 3 comma 3, 3 comma 3 in the sense it's 10. Sorry, 2 comma 3. 0, 1, 2. 0, 1, 2, 3. The 10 will be replaced as 100. See, see, see the 100. The 10 is replaced by 100. We are changing the values. And the next is, how can we access the elements as a slicing mechanism? The slicing mechanism C1, okay, where we are sliced, right? We are sliced the rows. If at all I want to slice a specific row, okay, a specific rows with the specific columns. How can I? Let's say I want to slice 2 colon 5 comma 3. So 3. So it starts with the 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. 3. you can specify what like C colon 2 colon 5 comma 2 colon 4 like this. See, second row to fifth row, in that second column to fifth column. So second 0 1 2, right? 0 1 2, 0 1 2, 15 10 4 7 17 18 3 15 10. This is the way we are slicing. Let's say if at all I want to from the beginning, okay, from the beginning we don't have what like a just simply we can use 5 comma, simply we can use 5, that's all. See, from the static, so row started with the 0th index and ends with the 4th index, 5th index, and column also starts with like this. If at all I'm using colon 2 comma colon 2, it slices from the beginning row to second row and from the beginning column to second column like this, 2 9 79. Okay, let's say the same way we are splitting from the specific point to end, let's say 3 colon comma 2 colon 5. So columnly it slices 2 to 5, but row wise it slices from third to end, if at all I want the entire columns, okay, I'm not restricted up to 5, I can, how can I 3 colon comma simply 2 colon, that's all. See here, the same started, but last column will be is included, sir. See here, this is the way we are going to indexing and slicing the content of an array by using of NumPy library. Okay, right? Okay, conditionally, how can we access conditionally? I will show. Let's say I want to show first the array. Yeah, if at all I want to greater than 5, okay, it shows the boolean value of each and every element of an array. If the condition is true, it shows true, otherwise false. 2 is greater than 5, no, false. 9 is greater than 5, yes, true. 2 false, 1 false, 1 false, 13 true. So like this. So we can generate a boolean array by using this condition. So what happened? Each and every element will be considered in this condition. Okay, right? If at all I have a range, so we can C1 greater than 3 and C1 less than 7. So in between 3 to 7, both are excluded. So false, 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 only true. Where we are encountering 4, where we are encountering 5 6. Here is a 4. Is there any 5? No. Is there any 6? No. Only 4. 2 4s. So true, true. Okay, let's say if at all I'm changing as this 1, so it shows 2 true, so these are the truths. Okay, right, in between the range. If at all I want to swap. Let's say the same thing. I'm copying here. One second. If at all I want to present a negation, simple. So what happened? Whatever the truths will become as false, whatever the false will become as true. See here, true will become as false, false will become false. No, only the truths are become as false. One second. I think we have to include the curly braces. Yeah, this is correct. What happened? It applicable only this condition, not this. So how to put the parentheses for both. Okay, if it is true, it is false. If it is false, it is true, like this. Negation. It inverts the entire the Boolean values into that inverse value. Okay, that is inversing. And the condition. Let's say for example, C1 greater than 4. See, those values greater than 4 will be generated in array, a separate array like this. A list of array triple A is equals to like this. Yeah. So if at all it is a 5, how many values? Only these values. Okay, right? This is the way we can slice it and index it. And the next is mathematical and statistical function. First, a simple the mathematical functions, which are same as whatever the mathematical concepts we have. Let's say, see, add. It adds whatever the specified value. Let's say here I have a 1. So 1 will be added to each and every element in an array. Subtract the whatever the each and every element which is subtracted by 2. Okay, multiply 3. So each and every element in a given array is multiplied by 3. Why? Each and every element in an array which is divided by 4. And power, which is going to be power. So let's say I have a 2 element, power 2 power 5. So 2 power 5 will be gained. Okay, right? In the same way, whatever the function we have, we can use two arrays also. Here what happened? I'm using single value, right? Instead of this, I can use a separate array also. And one more thing, these two array size should be same. If at all this is 2 by 2, it should be 2 by 2. Then only it can be added. Okay, otherwise we will get some unwanted data. Okay, right? See, simple operation. These are the simple operations. Okay, same are add, subtract, multiply, division. So the array 1, array 2 will be added for each and every elements which is their corresponding places, and subtract, multiply, divide, and power also. And the next is we can execute the comparison by using a array equal. If it is both are equal, it returns true, otherwise false. Square root, it finds the square root of each and every element in a given array. Sine and log, it returns sine angle of each and every element, the log of each and every element of given array. Okay, absolute value, whatever the array it has, it converts to absolute value. Let's say -4, that is converted into 4. That's absolute value. It takes an absolute value. Seal, if at all I have flooring numbers, seal, floor, round. Three important. Seal in the sense to if at all I have a 2.2, the seal ultimately it takes 3. Okay, floor 2.3, floor in the sense it takes 2 only. But whenever we are using round, the concept is if the float value below 0.5, it takes floor, above 0.5 it takes seal. That's all. Let's say a round of 2.3, ultimately 2. Round of 2.6, ultimately 3. But floor of 2.6 is 2 itself. Seal of 2.3, 3 itself. Okay, it takes seal, it takes floor. There's nothing else. But the round is depends upon their value. If the in between the point 0 to zero point 0.5, it takes the flow. If it is 0.5 to 1, it takes the flow. It takes the seal value. Okay, let's say 2.3 is one. Floor 2.3 and round 2. If it round 2.3, it takes 2 only. Okay, floor 2.3 takes 2a and seal 2.3 takes 3. Okay, if at all I'm taking 2.7, floor 2.7, 2 only. Seal 2.7, 3. But rounds 2.7, it takes 3 only. Round. It rounded to nearest number. Okay, right? And the next is statistical functions, mean, variance, standard deviation. Okay, correlation coefficient. Okay, sum. It sums. It represents the entire sum of your array, and minimum. The what is the minimum value in your array? The maximum value of an array. We can specify the axis also, minimum, maximum. Okay, the axis 0 in the sense of row by row, axis 1 row, column by column. Okay, variance and deviation correlation will be printed. Okay, these are the functions belongs to NumPy library. Okay, and these are the base functions which are frequently used in pandas also. Okay, pandas is a library which is built on the NumPy library itself. So if at all you want to learn the pandas, the NumPy is a prerequisite. Okay, right? This is about today's session. We will see the pandas in the next session, that is tomorrow 1:30. Okay, anyone having doubts, please? Yes, if there is no doubts, I will wind up.